Hey everyone, so today I'm finally getting the chance to do the books now, like talking about the books and telling you where I basically got the idea. The first book I am going to talk about is the first book I've ever written completely, and honestly, I'm super, super proud of myself for this. The first book, which is that's the one right there, the one on top, the one that says book one, is the first book I've ever written. It is called From Being Normal to Supernatural. How did I come up with the name? I don't remember much besides probably like it was just a random thing that came to my head, and I remember talking to Brittany because Brittany, I'm not gonna lie, Brittany has helped me with ideas for this book, but but again, like I've written them down and like I'll have an idea of, hey, what do you think about this idea? Like I'll give her two ideas. Like I'll be like, say for the character like Brianna, like she either goes fights Hades or she gets trapped in like Greece. Like so it was kind of stuff like that, and she'll be like, I think the Hades one would be a lot better. Like you can do this, like you can do that. So that's what I kind of usually do. And like I said, like before, if anybody else deserves credit on this book, it's gonna be her because she has been there and has like, hey, I think you should do this instead of this. But yeah, the first book I ever did complete was From Being Normal to Supernatural. And there's so much I could talk about. I'm gonna try to get through everything I want to talk about fast because I know these videos are only 10 minutes and I don't want to keep going on and on. But the first thing I do want to bring up is that yes, I do mention Dead Silence a lot because it is something that stuck by me since I was 4. It's something that's always been in my head since I was a kid. I don't know how, like, if you ask me, I can't explain it, but I remember the first time I have found out about the movie. I didn't know about the movie until like years after it came out, and weirdly enough too, I always say this, the dreams stopped when the movie came out. Why? I don't know. Literally the day it came out in theaters, I stopped having the dreams, and it didn't really affect me after they stopped until I seen a poster for the movie, and I seen Billy on the poster, and that kind of freaked me out. And I remember looking up a trailer, and when I looked up the trailer, I'm not gonna lie, I cried because to me, I was looking at my nightmares growing up, and that scared me a lot. And I remember, like, when I was younger, like I remember when I found that out, I did cry myself to sleep that first night because I didn't know how to react. I don't know how you would react to that. Like, who would react normal to that? Being like, oh look, my nightmare got turned into a movie somehow, some way. How? I wish I knew. But yeah, I don't usually, like, I do have the characters from Dead Silence in there, but I did change their names just so I wouldn't get copyrighted. But also I did change the story because originally I tried to write the story as my nightmares, like just writing my nightmares down. But then I started playing around with it, and it turned into what it turned to, and I fell in love with it. And I'm very, very proud of the way it came out. Even like reading back at it, I realized how corny some of the chapters sound. I remember that, like, I read back a couple months ago the first chapter of the first book, and I was like so not disturbed, but it was so cringing to me how you can straight up tell I was a first time author. And I was just like, oh my god. Like, I was so cringed out by that. But in all honesty, I wouldn't change it for the world. I wouldn't change it. I really wouldn't. And I know there's some characters in there that I don't usually talk about much because, like in videos, I don't make videos about them often because I don't really know. There's 2 people who I put in it as more of a, hey, I'm gonna do this, and like I'm gonna do a tribute to them. But the only reason I don't is because I can't, because the two people that I have in the book, other than the people I tribute to, like Caesar, Ernie, Brittany, Jessica, there, and Michael, of course, I tribute them more because they're more into the book. They're in the book. Michael, not so much. Like he's mentioned, he's actually going to be more in my other book that I'm writing. It's a separate series from this one. I don't even know how many books I'm going to do on it yet, but just so far it's one. It's called The Twisted Oz. It's on Wattpad if you love it. If you want to read it, if you want to read any of these books, they're on Wattpad. If you need the link, if you can't find them, just let me know and I can send you the link and you can find them from there. But the characters I didn't bring up were Michael and Kelly that much because they were friends of mine from 3rd grade, and I thought, I don't even remember what they look like at this point either, so I just never chose to bring them up other than the first couple chapters of the first book. And I know there's one thing that I would probably get asked a lot. I don't get asked a lot, but I know like once the books get published, people are going to ask me this, and it's a question about Caesar, like, especially like if you know both me and Caesar, you knew I had a crush on him in 10th grade, a little bit in 11th, but I had decided to make Caesar my brother in the book because I felt like it made more sense. Like, yeah, it would make more sense to have Ernie as my brother, but I felt like because me and Caesar have a better bond than me and Ernie. Like, I love Ernie, I miss him, and even though me and him we're not on speaking terms, I still want what's best for him no matter what. But I felt like Caesar has been like a brother to me since day one. Since the day I met him, and he's always looked out for me like if he was a brother. So that's why I chose him instead of Ernie. If you guys have been reading all the books, you'll know one thing that has changed, and that is Nick Klaus's name. He is my character's love interest. His name originally was Tyler, but 2018, I ended up dating a guy named Tyler. I, again, don't speak to him anymore, but I wish him nothing but the best. I hope he's doing well. But at that time when we broke up, it was kind of hard to write the name down because I really did care about him. So I had to change the name, and I changed it to, I kind of named the character, the love interest, after Klaus from the Originals because I really love that movie, TV show, and I'm very proud of it. And I'm just very proud of the series. I'm proud of myself and of everything. There are 2 children who come into this book who have been in the book since the beginning, and I'm very proud of it. But the characters, Brianna and Nick Klaus, they end up adopting a kid from 2 serial killers. Now they are not Chucky and Tiffany, as much as I had loved to put them in the book, but again, I ain't trying to get copyrighted, so I just named the character's son Iraq. Why? I don't know. It was just a weird name that I just came up with after looking up a bunch of names. Like, I looked up like a very unique name, and I decided to choose that name. Brittany and Jace's character also have a kid named Halos. But there's one thing I do want to say before I end this video, because literally I'm running out of time. All the stories are being told by different people. My character only is narrating the 1st and the 5th book. I'll talk about the other characters who narrate the other ones, but please check them out. Again, if you guys need the link, please tell me, and I am willing to send it to you guys on Facebook, Instagram, whatever I have, even on here. But please read them. Thank you, and I love you guys. Have a good day.